you're beautiful and at the same time you're intelligent, then that is the best form of being a woman.
My question is that Ma'am Alia in her lecture said that we should plan our activities while we go in the class. So we almost most of them are going to the observation. So my question is that what is the micro and macro planning, and secondly that is our course, is our studies is beneficial enough to run or open a school?
Than enough for you to open a school, because long ago people thought in order to open a school you just need to have a lot of money and you can hire teachers and train teachers. But what happens if the school owner, the principal, they are zero in Montessori understanding, the trained
What is micro and macro planning?
Definitely very detailed. Small things you have to keep. Small things in your mind. Maybe the age of the child, maybe the material, maybe the time. Time management is very important. Okay, how much time you are going to the material and the place of the presentation is again very important. So these are the things what you have to keep in your mind before giving the presentations. And if the presentation is even in a group, so then definitely mixed age group. This thing you have to take in your mind that some children are helping you and some children are assisting those helpers. No, too much is not. That then what are the unintentional presentations? What are those? You have to keep that thing also. When you are giving the presentation, the real material is there. Maybe sometimes we change the material as well. If I am giving the presentation of classified cards, along with the classified cards, what I do definitely, I want to be a little real Montessorian, and I am. But sometimes I put the real objects along with those cards as well. The children are going to see the picture, then relate with the objects, like in a movable alphabets box. What we do in the last, we can put the objects even. After the child is able to make the words, form the words with the movable alphabets, in an empty compartment you can put the pictures as well as the real objects, because children love to feel the thing, because they are in the sense, in a sensitive period to exactly. So 3D objects are also very important in presentations. So this was I explained in that lecture.
questions from Take Advantage. You, please Ajay. And you can put up the question to any of us, Ma'am Alia, Ma'am Nusrat, and myself.
Good morning everyone. It's general question to all the ma'ams. As we have seen that videos in which one directors are teaching just 15 to 16 students, and practically in Pakistan we have more than 30 or 30 students. How can we manage with them, and one student wants to do maths work? If you are willing to do, then he will continue. But other student wants to do another work. Then how can you manage all that students in as one teacher?
Excellent question, because this is the reality, and once you go into school, it's a different story. Just like doctors, when they are becoming doctors, medicine is different, and when they are actually practicing their lines of 20-30 patients, and how do they handle them? Would any of our ladies, our expert, will like to handle that?
Actually, first understand, when you talk about 30 to 40 children, if you're talking about in regard to the kindergarten system and all that, which is normally followed, then the teacher is there, the children is there, and you are just guiding and they are listening. Montessori system, if you're talking about, it is a mixed age group system. In a mixed age group system, you have children from 2.5 to 6 years. The video which you had been watching was catering to that system. In this system, when you're talking about 2.5 to 3.5, those children are there in which you involve them with these presentations like holding things, holding a jug, holding a glass. You are giving them those presentations. The higher age groups, they already have gone through those presentations. They are ready for reading, they are ready for writing, they are ready for independent work which the Montessori system focuses. So when you come, right now the micro planning and the macro planning which was being discussed, remember first thing, too much planning, too much is going to spoil everything. Just yesterday my friend was calling, had called me up and she was crying badly. My head is asking me to plan everything. I have planned it period wise and now she's telling me plan it 10 minutes. 10 minutes I'll do this in the class, 10 minutes I'll do this in the class. That is not possible. That is not Montessori system. In the Montessori system, the higher age groups, 3.5, 4.5, some have done the maths activities, some have already done the language activities. So you as a directress have already planned in your mind. Today I have to give presentation to so and so such children, such many children, and my timings will be this for that. I allocate these timings for them. These groups of children, this slot. One will go to the reading, the library corner. Library corner is there in the class. What do the children do? They go there, you have the cushions, you have the rugs and everything, the chairs. They sit and read. You are just keeping an eye. It is keeping an eye on. It is said a directress is like a vigilant hawk. एक चील की नजर होती है, आगे भी आंखें, पीछे भी आंखें, साइडों में भी आंखें. You are keeping an eye on them when they are reading. Some have done the sensorial exercises, they are doing the sensorial ones. Some are busy with the language things. Some children are there they are independently going to the art corner, they are doing the art activities. Some children, they are doing the writing work which you have planned for them. While you are busy giving the presentation to one child, your each and every group, your each and every child is working in their allocated areas. Remember, there are many systems emerging now. There's another system that is coming up, the high scope system. The kindergarten, the high scope, whatever, the basic is the Montessori system. किसी system से आप बहकेगा नहीं कि ये कौन सा system है. They are mainly Montessori system, and your only careful planning beforehand. In this system, that is not going to work. मैं आज चली जाती हूँ, planning तो मैंने करी नहीं, बस चली जाऊंगी, हो ही जाएगा. This cannot happen. You have to go with your planning. Each day your planning has to be there. Your register has to be there. They are going to go for presentations. These ones will repeat the exercises. These one will go for the writing one. These one will go for reading. These are busy. These children, they will help out the younger ones. So when you do all that, it becomes a beautifully managed system. Your material itself is the class manager. Your elder class children in the class, they are your class managers. The rest is all maintained, then no problem with that. I hope you have understood.
Okay, class. No more questions? Okay. You give a number. 4. Second even number. The second odd number. 3. Yes. So it is 1, 4, 3. Okay. The person who came first, she has achieved 143 out of 150, and is based on the knowledge she got in this 15 days workshop, because she's a guest. So the lady is, पता नहीं मुझे नजर ही नहीं आता कभी प्लान हो जाता. मुनीजा आज़म. Now this is just a little preview, because the award will be awarded during the ceremony, and then we will ask you to share your opinion. But their faces are telling many stories. They must have worked hard for it. So you deserve it. Congratulations. I called you up because of the announcement. And the judges. Now, and you have no idea. Let me first of all congratulate the hard-working, sincere, dedicated LMI team. Yesterday, the whole team of the coordinator. You think it's unfair? I am announcing all these results without sir and ma'am. So, के लिए wait करें. The highest mark achieved is 146. Only 4 wrong. Brilliant. In previous years, we have had 149, if I'm correct, and even abhi Pindi may be 149. So this is excellent. 146. Taj Mahal. तो उसमें तो एक ही का नाम है ताजमहल कोई नाम नहीं a name before you know the surname is Taj and you just can't say Taj के साथ तो usually you get the concept of mahal and if the person is getting first position well she must be feeling like a mahal so the name is Humaira Taj. Yesterday we told you we don't want any identity. We don't want any names. Okay? We don't want any branch. We just want to separate you, the student, from guest. So all the people who were checking, we didn't know who it was. We just checked and checked and checked. And when the result was out, we discovered, to our surprise of course, because you know something like this hardly ever happened, that and even the teacher had gone. As you can guess, some of you may not know, but the first position, second position and the third position goes to airport branch. ख्याल रखा जाए so
Allah to be praised, it's all Allah's blessing. We all are very tiny people. हम बहुत आजिज बंदे हैं. It is all from Allah's blessing and the hard work of my students. And it is really a big surprise for me. And yes, I was not there. And I think so. I was the only one who left earlier. And they all were doing. So maybe it is everything is done. Everything is planned by Almighty Allah. And it has to come.
workshop, and this now officially begins our certificate award ceremony. The 15 days workshop started off with a welcome address from our Chief Executive, Mohammad Shamim, Mrs. Shamim, the Directors of LMI. So now to conclude our workshop, let us begin our certificate award ceremony by a re-welcome address or a farewell address. As always, we shall begin this aspect today, the last day of workshop, the beginning of the certificate award ceremony. How could we not thank God Almighty? So let's begin this session with recitation from the Holy Quran, and I'd like to call upon Dr. Shafaq for recitation from the Holy Quran. Okay.
من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ياسين والقرآن الحكيم إنك لمن المرسلين على صراط مستقيم تنزيل العزيز الرحيم لتنذر قوما ما أنذر آباؤهم فهم غافلون لقد حق القول على أبصارهم فهم لا يؤمنون إنا جعلنا في أعناقهم أغلالا فهي إلى الأذقان فهم مقمحون وجعلنا من بين أيديهم سدا ومن خلفهم سدا فأغشيناهم فهم لا يبصرون وسواء عليهم أنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكر وخشي الرحمن بالغيب فبشره بمغفرة وأجر كريم إنا نحن نحيي الموتى ونكتب ما قدموا وآثارهم وكل path that is on Allah's religion of Islamic monotheism. This is a revelation sent down by the Almighty, the Most Merciful, in order that you may warn a people whose forefathers were not warned, so they are heeders. Indeed, the word of punishment has proved true against most of them, so they will not believe. Verily, we have put on their necks iron collars reaching to their chins, so that their heads are raised up. And we have put a barrier before them, and barrier behind them, and we have covered them up, so that they can't see. It is the same to them whether you warn them or you warn them not, they will not believe. You can only warn him who follows the reminder, the Quran, and fears the most gracious Allah unseen. Bear you to such one the glad tidings of forgiveness and a generous reward, that is paradise. Verily we give life to deed, and we record that which they send before them, and their traces and all things we have recorded there with numbers, as recorded in a clear book. Para Wamayukna, Surah number 36, 36, यासीन. सूरह यासीन मक्की है और इसमें 83 आयतें और 5 रुकू हैं. पनाह मांगती हूँ मैं अल्लाह की शैतान मरदूद से. शुरू करती हूँ मैं अल्लाह के नाम से जो बड़ा मेहरबान है, रहम वाला है. यासीन.